When students are experiencing homelessness, particularly with families, the student often finds themselves as the decision maker. I had to make decisions for my mother in times where I should not have been making those decisions, and I often made the wrong decision that in some cases prolonged my homelessness because I did not know what else to do. And some students really need support and just someone to give advice sometimes. I first experienced homelessness when I was 14. Going to school while being homeless was a very difficult challenge for me. I could not easily make it known to most of my peers that I was homeless for fear of being treated differently, so it made it very secret. I couldn't tell people where I lived. No one knew why I showed up to school so early or why sometimes I had to stay and had to try to find a ride home. But school became an escape for me to distract myself from what was going on at home or trying to find a place to live. I threw myself into my work and became a straight-A student, but that often made it so people didn't always see that I was struggling. We only had one homeless shelter that I knew of, but it was not within my school district, and that created many different challenges for me, specifically with transportation to and from school. My school provided a taxi service for me, but the homeless shelter would not allow me to be at the shelter without my mother being there. And my mom had work at 6 a.m. I had to get to school much earlier than anyone else would be there, and often before the doors were even open. There were a few times where I was left standing outside the school waiting for a janitor to let me in. I also couldn't get home easily because my mom was still at work. I could not be dropped off at the homeless shelter. I had to often stay with a friend, but the school buses would not let me on because I did not live there. It was very difficult for me to get passes to get on a school bus that was not mine when I did not have access to a school bus that was mine. Being a part of the scholarship program has given me a community. I've got to meet other people with similar experiences to me, whereas in high school, I didn't know any other homeless students my age. It's given me more education on what homelessness is. I didn't know I was homeless for a long time, and I've now learned a lot more about what is homeless and the different aspects that come with it. And I've had people to fall back on who have had shared experiences. Apply for the program, just go for it. I didn't think I would win, and I was very surprised when I did. A counselor had reached out to me and said, "Hey, I think you qualify for this scholarship." And I tried it, and I was not expecting anything back because it was a national scholarship and I had not gotten any other scholarships, but I was shocked and very excited whenever I found out that I received it. The first trip was so much fun. We all kept joking that it was a reality TV show because they took 10 homeless kids from across the nation and dropped us in an Airbnb and took us on this giant family vacation. We had so much fun. I remember being told, just be kids for a minute. You have time, just have fun. And we really let loose and had dance parties and ate as much candy as we could. We just had an amazing time.